September 28th, 2 Samuel 24, Galatians 4, Ezekiel 31, Psalm 79. We're going to be in Psalm 24, 2 Samuel 24, that's what I meant to say. And it begins rather in a dark place, I guess you could say, because it says, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, go number Israel and Judah. So the king does that. In verse 3, Joab said to the king, may the Lord your God add to the people 100 times as many as they are, while the eyes of the Lord my king will still see it. But why does the Lord, my Lord the king, delight in this thing? Like, why are you counting? I thought we're not supposed to. But the king's word prevailed against Joab and the commanders of the army. So Joab and the commanders of the army went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they get to, in Israel, there are 800,000, verse 9, and 500,000 from Judah, verse 10. But David's heart struck him after he had numbered the people. And David said to the Lord, I have sinned greatly in what I have done. But now, O Lord, please take away the iniquity of your servant, for I have done very foolishly. Interesting. The beginning of the chapter, it seems like this was God's idea, but again, God doesn't tempt us to evil, but he incited David against them. Somehow David knew it was wrong, and yet did it. And so the word of the Lord comes to him and says, hey, 3 things I offer you. Choose one of them. Verse 13, shall 3 years of famine come to you in your land? Will you flee 3 months before your foes, while they pursue you, or shall there be 3 days pestilence in your land? Now consider and decide what answer. It's a strange little lesson. And David said, I'm in great distress. Let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercy is great, but let not me fall into the hands of men. So the Lord sent a pestilence, and there died from Dan to Beersheba 70,000 men. When the angel stretched out his hand toward Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord relented from the calamity and said to the angel who was working destruction among the people, it is enough, now stay your hand. Verse 17, David spoke to the Lord when he saw the angel who was striking the people and said, behold, I have sinned, I have done wickedly. But these sheep, what have they done? Please let your hand be against me and against my father's house. He's trying to take the blame, even though the people bore the brunt of the pain. And so he's going to go and he's going to build an altar to worship. Verse 21, and Araunah said, why has my lord the king come to his servant? David said, to buy the threshing floor from you in order to build an altar to the Lord, that the plague may be averted from the people. And then Araunah said to David, let my lord the king take and offer up what seems good to him. Here are the oxen for the burnt offering, and the threshing sledges, and the yokes of the oxen for the wood. All this, O king, Araunah gives to the king. And Araunah said to the king, may the Lord your God accept you. But the king said to him, no, but I will buy it from you for a price. I will not offer burnt offerings to the Lord my God that cost me nothing. And he's going to pay. He built an altar to the Lord and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord responded to the plea for the land, and the plague was averted from Israel. He bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. He knew it had to cost something to offer and bring sacrifices to the Lord. It couldn't be someone else's. It had to be his own. It had to be his own gift, his own sacrifice. Sacrifices of praise, sacrifices that cost us something, gains us everything. Think about the student who's really gifted, but never does extra reading, never does any extra work. They're not sacrificing, they're not taking advantage of the gift that they've been given. And the student who works like crazy, sacrificing time and sleep and energy, still doesn't necessarily always get the best grades, but that's the one who maybe will succeed, maybe not. We don't know these things, but when it comes to spiritual things, we're living sacrifices, Paul says in Romans chapter 12. We offer ourselves It's going to cost us something. Time, money, effort, energy. Any or all of those things or more, and we should be okay with that. Because like David, if it doesn't cost me anything, what does it value? We want to give to the Lord that which costs us something, because he paid the price and we could never pay. Till next time, keep growing little by little.